Why do you flip the sign for perpendicular line slopes? Imagine you're trying to draw two lines that cross each other at a perfect right angle. Have you ever wondered how their slopes relate? Well, there's a special rule about this, and it all comes down to flipping the sign of the slope. When two lines are perpendicular, their slopes are what we call negative reciprocals of each other. That means if one line has a slope of 3/4, the other will have a slope of negative 4/3. But why do we flip the fraction and change the sign? Let's break it down. First, think about what the slope really is. It's a number that tells us how steep a line is, calculated as the rise over the run, or how much y changes compared to x. If a line goes up 3 units for every 4 units it moves to the right, its slope is 3/4. Now, for the lines to be perpendicular, they need to meet at a right angle, which is 90 degrees. This means their directions are kind of opposite in a specific way. Here's the key part. When you multiply the slopes of two perpendicular lines, the result must be -1. So, if one slope is 3/4, the other must be such that when you multiply them, you get -1. To find that, you flip the fraction, turning 3/4 into 4/3, and then change the sign to negative. So, the second slope becomes -4/3. This flipping and sign change ensure that the product of the slopes is -1, which guarantees the lines cross at a perfect right angle. Think about a horizontal line with a slope of 0. Its perpendicular partner is a vertical line, which has an undefined slope. These two are also perpendicular because their slopes follow the same rule in a different way. The vertical line's slope can be thought of as the negative reciprocal of 0, which is undefined, and that matches the rule perfectly. So, every time you see two lines crossing at 90 degrees, remember that flipping the slope and changing its sign is how algebra and geometry connect. It makes sure the slopes multiply to -1, which is the mathematical way of saying they are perfectly perpendicular. This rule helps us understand how lines relate to each other on the graph and makes drawing and analyzing perpendicular lines much easier.